Are you a pumpkin spice person, or do you roll your eyes when fall rolls around? It's that time of year again. Pumpkin spiced everything. I'm pretty selective when it comes to pumpkin spice, but this one's a keeper. These cakey, frosted pumpkin cookies were one of my favorites growing up, and they still make an appearance a couple of times a year to my kids' delight. Hi friend, come on in. These cookies are sweet, soft, and warmly spiced, topped with a maple-flavored frosting that doesn't actually contain any maple. It's one of those old family recipes that's cozy, simple, and always hits the spot. In a medium mixing bowl, add half a cup of sugar and half a cup of brown sugar. Then add either half a cup of neutral oil or a full cup of solid fat. I like the oil version. It makes for a softer, moister cookie. The original recipe actually called for shortening, but we always made it with oil growing up. Personal preference, I guess. Stir that together until combined. If you didn't have brown sugar, you can substitute white sugar and add a little molasses. It gives you that same deep flavor. Then add 1 cup of pumpkin puree. Make sure it's puree and not pumpkin pie filling. The cans look very similar, but the pie filling already has sugar and spices in it. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1 egg. Then stir again until everything's smooth. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and mix that in too. Now for the spice. You can use 1½ teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice, or just a teaspoon of cinnamon if you prefer. I used the pie spice this time because I already had it mixed up. Did you see my spice blends video? Normally I go with cinnamon, but either way works beautifully. That's your wet mix done. On top, or in a separate bowl if you prefer, add 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I like to stir the leavening into the flour first. It helps prevent little pockets of unblended baking soda, which can taste bitter. Adding the flour and leavening on top of the wet ingredients saves me a bowl. Combine everything until you have a smooth, thick batter. At this point, you can add mix-ins if you'd like. My mother always used to add a cup of raisins. I've never been a fan of raisins in cookies, so I skipped them. But you can have fun with the additions. Chopped nuts, craisins, even chocolate chips all work great. I usually keep mine plain. If your pumpkin puree is on the wetter side, you might need to adjust. My home canned pumpkin was a bit watery, so I added about 2 tablespoons of extra flour to get the texture right. Canned pumpkin from the store is usually a lot thicker, so you shouldn't need to adjust. Drop the batter by spoonfuls onto a lined or greased baking sheet. Yes, the batter is wet. Yes, it'll spread a little, but not as much as you might think. You can mound them up or flatten them slightly. The flatter ones bake through more evenly. I try to smooth out any peaks or rough edges since they tend to brown too much and affect the flavor. Plus, a smoother top makes frosting easier later. Bake at 375 Fahrenheit or 190 Celsius for about 11 to 13 minutes. They should be set and slightly browned around the edges. You can check them by lightly pressing with a fingertip. If the cookie depresses easily but doesn't spring back, it's not done yet. If it resists just a little and springs back, it's ready. You can also use a probe thermometer or cake tester if you want to be sure. These bake differently than your standard chocolate chip cookies. They look done before they're actually done. Let the cookies cool completely before frosting. The frosting will just slide right off if the cookies are warm. And it doesn't work well to make the frosting ahead either. It sets up fast. So be patient here. The wait is worth it. Once your cookies are cool, make the frosting. In a small saucepan, add a 1/4 cup of butter, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. Don't swap in white sugar. It's the molasses in the brown sugar that gives this frosting its warm, maple-like flavor. No extract and no maple syrup. Let the butter and sugar melt together, then take it off the heat. Add 1 teaspoon of vanilla and 1½ cups of sifted powdered sugar. Stir until smooth. It should be pourable but not thin. It'll thicken as it cools, so you'll want to work quickly. Frost the cookies right away while the frosting is still glossy and spreadable. It will start to firm up within minutes, creating that perfect soft crack finish on top. If it sets up before you finish, just put the pan back over low heat for a few seconds until it loosens again. These cookies are soft, spiced, and just the right amount of sweet. The frosting adds that warm maple note that makes them feel extra special. If you love cream cheese frosting, that would work well here too, but to me, this is the classic version. The full recipe is below, and there's a free plus printable version linked for you. If you love pantry baking and want more recipes that are simple, nostalgic, and family tested, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I hope you give these a try.